Callum, how's it going?
Hey, just had to wait for you to come around 1 second. I gotta go turn off a fan.
Yeah. I will. You just sit here and blah 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 blah. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
Hopefully you're back.
You'll play some elevator music.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm back.
Awesome. Welcome back.
It might be a bit of a delay. So yeah, hi everybody. My name is Callum. I've had 2 near-death experiences back when I was a teenager. I had pulmonary flux. I don't know what it's exactly called, but basically I had almost a heart attack.
Wow.
And then they put me on a wristwatch to watch my heartbeat. And later that night, I had actually gone flat for about 5 minutes. But then my heart started up again, and I woke up. And while I was asleep, that's very key here. While I was asleep, I saw an afterlife. And that afterlife was very similar to what my mother had actually described to me. In fact, it was almost identical to what my mother had described to me.
You said, yeah. What was that? What was the description? That's what I'm trying to understand. You said it was exactly like.
So basically, there is just a white void, and you have to walk basically to the afterlife, like wherever the end of the road is.
So in the afterlife, you have to walk to the afterlife.
Pretty much. However, at the time, I was really into Greek mythology and other things like that. And so what happened was I didn't see just a white void. I saw a bus stop with a coin dispenser.
Okay.
Sounds normal.
And I had to give up pretty much. I had to give up pretty much like a bunch of stuff that was around me and got a coin.
To get the coin.
I got on the bus, I paid my coin, and I went along my way.
You ferried to the other side.
At the end of the road, there is a split because the way that my mom had described it is that it's a choice. It is completely your choice as to whether or not you go to one place or the other. And at the end of that road, there's a split. You can either go to the right, and over there's the pearly gates and all of that stuff. And over on the left, there's basically like neopunk city of like just everything that you can possibly imagine that people would do if they just basically had free reign to do whatever they want.
Okay.
I walked up to the pearly gates, and there was a guy there. I asked him, "Hey, are you like Peter or whatever his name is, the guy that has the book?" And he's like, "No,
Bouncer.
that guy quit."
Heaven's Bouncer.
Apparently, it's a job that people just have, and they just talk to people, telling them what they actually see beyond the gates. What's beyond the gates, they say, is that it's just mindless rest. You just wander into the mist, and you're just gone.
Yeesh.
And you're just happy because you forget everything.
How distinctive was this from like a dream, like a some type of dream or vertical experience? So you said it's like very similar essentially, or is there anything distinctive about the experience? I'm just because I've never had an near-death experience or anything like that, so I don't really know what
so
qualitatively what that would be different.
See this that I kind of internalized this as, at the time I had to use the bus all the time, and I was really into Greek and Norse mythology, and so I knew about the ferryman, and I was reading about the ferryman.
Yeah.
And there's this thing that you have to pay to get to the afterlife.
See, so you just look like, oh, sorry, Dante.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, and you said that this didn't convince you. Is that correct?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because
can you share with us why it didn't?
It's literally just everything that my mom said plus my own hobby.
Yeah, it's like conjunction of all these different like kind of propositions that you're just familiar with or hearing at the time or whatever. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so like when you came out of that though, was that like it was like an oh holy shit, I can see kind of why people are convinced by these but given I mean a better way to ask this, do you think that like if you have, I don't know if you're a skeptic or what, but do you think that if you are, that you that tool of proper like skepticism was just, available to you, whereas in a lot of other people it wasn't, or something like that.
At the time, I was still a teenager, so I didn't really internalize, I didn't really think too deeply, but I was like, oh, that's the afterlife. That's what my mom told me it was about. And I had a second near-death experience later on. It was pretty much the exact same experience. It was in my sleep. And again, it was because my heart stopped. And the afterlife was pretty much the same. I gave up a bunch of the stuff that was around me. I got coins. I went on the bus. Somebody else had lost their coin and they couldn't pay. So I was like, oh, well, I got more than one coin this time. So I'll just give you that coin. And I paid for them. And we went on.
Yeah, that's kind of cheap though. You're just trying to get points. You're just trying to get points from the afterlife. You're just like, let me do a quick good deed. Oh, I gotta secure my fate. That's not fair.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thought process there, right? But after a couple of decades now, I've had time to internalize this and think about it, really think about exactly what it was I saw and why I saw it. And it became obvious. It's everything that I was told the afterlife was going to be, plus a hobby that I have.
Yeah.
Why would there be a bus of all things?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's Durante, I don't know if you want to. I just wanted a quick thing just to say. I really appreciate you sharing that, because I only get the NDE talk from people who are theists that are convinced by them. So this is unique. So I appreciate you calling in, just because.
Yeah,
I've never heard a perspective from an atheist on like that, because you don't meet very many. They're all become theists apparently. So
Yeah, and I watch the show a lot, and I've heard other people come on, and they've talked about near-death experiences, and they're like, oh, well, this person had a near-death experience, and that proves it. I'm sitting here I've had two, and it's not convincing at all to me, the person who actually had it.
Yep. And it is very interesting, because the majority of people who do say that these are proof are people who don't investigate them the way that you've allowed yourself to process and kind of internalize these things. But you imagine the person, because imagery is very powerful. You imagine the person who drifts off into this sleep and has this, death dream for a while, and they may come out of it very much saying that, no, this proves it, that there is an afterlife. And for them, that's it. They didn't actually look for the proof. They had an experience, and they said this experience is the proof. But I kind of echo J Mike here, that it was beautiful that you shared that, because that's what people should do, is investigate their experiences. Especially if you really think that this is the afterlife. I think you really want to know by investigating to ensure. And it sounds like that's what you did. And I think that gives all of us a good teachable moment, if you will. So thank you.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll have another NDE call in a while from another atheist. I mean, maybe.
Glad that I got through. It was the first time calling in, and also thank you very much for doing the silence whenever I start talking. The lag and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that's sorry. I'm the worst at that. I just cut in, and my brain's like talk. So so I apologize for that. But yeah, no, thank you. Hopefully, well, actually, I did want to ask when you were talking about the heart thing, because this is my own anxiety is kicking in. That's one of my biggest fears. I'm just gonna drop dead from a heart attack or something. So especially with my family's kind of has heart history and stuff, and so you're doing okay though now? That's all that's up in the past, or
I'm still another decade or so before I have to worry about most of the problems that happen in my family.
That scared the shit out of me, man.
I'm good.
So that scared the shit out of me. I had my father dealt with that, and it was extremely scary. Fortunately, he's still with us, but it was it's not something even you want to go through on the peripheral side.
So I just because I know that you guys want to get to other calls, I'll just kind of
sure, I'll let you go. Thank you, bud. We could banter all day. We appreciate it. But yeah, go ahead and say anything that you want to get off, and then we'll move on to another caller.
So anybody else out there who wants to like say, like call out to other near-death experience people. Like, I can't talk. I cannot say that I am talking for all near-death experience people. Like, there are other people out there that have died and they've seen things and they truly, truly, truly are convinced those things are real. And like, I'm not here to say that those are not real things. What I'm saying is that you should really start to think about exactly what it is you saw and why it is you saw it. Like, did you see what people just told you that you should have seen? Or did you see what you wanted to see? Because it's very easy for you to internalize ideas that are external to yourself. And when you're in times of like extreme crisis, or when you're really like probably asleep for this matter, or your mind will pretty much just put whatever it can to keep you calm and keep you like, you know, from breaking down.
Yeah, I think that's and again, that's proper skepticism. Your experience isn't negating, you know, like, I prove that all everyone's, you know, bullshit, you know, NDEs. That's going to involve investigation, presumably, since it's first experience to them, it's going to involve, you know, your own inner kind of investigation. So I absolutely agree with you there.
And on the off chance that what I saw really, really, truly was the afterlife, and, you know, for any of those out there who are like, you know, Christians, Muslims, Jews, any denomination really, you don't have to worry about punishment after death. There is none. It's just,
you just have to worry about the bus fare. Yeah, just the bus fare is all you have to worry about.
Yeah, like, yeah, this is an if statement. And if what I saw is true, you don't have to worry about that. It's either you just go off into the mist and you're perfectly fine and you're happy and you forget everything, or you go down into, apparently we've turned it into Neopunk City with Gundams and crap like that. Basically just be your own god for a little while.
Kind of cool.
Watch out for the beams though. They can actually knock you back into your body, apparently.
Hilarious.
That's the only reason why you didn't get on the bus or didn't make the full bus ride all the way. But I thank you, Callum. We appreciate it.